What's up, YouTube? QuantumLight62 here. Well, guys, this is it. My last empty jar deck profile. Like as you guys know, you guys know as well as I do, that this deck took a pretty big hit in the TCG ban list coming this April. Oh my god. But nonetheless, I wanted to give you guys one last deck profile because, as I've said it, this whole week is empty jar week. I already did it with Zeo week. I'm gonna do it with empty jar. Just like I did last week, it's going to be a whole week of celebration and a final farewell. Like first, Zeo goes away and now empty jar. Oh my god. But anyways, before I get started on the deck profile, I want to say a couple things here. As you guys probably know by now, that I went to YCS Chicago, and I had a lot of fun. Like I took this deck with me. I took the deck with me mainly because one last hurrah. I wanted to leave my mark with this deck. And given the fact that it's one of my favorite decks and possibly my most competitive one out of all the decks I have, it seemed no surprise. But what did seem like a surprise though was YCS Chicago. Like, this was my first time going over there. And like I said, I had fun. Like, this was planned last minute, but nonetheless I regret nothing. Like I saw Vexicus, I saw MCO40, I met MCO40, hell I even traded with him. And I competed in the Winamac tournament. 2-0 on my first match, 0-2 on my second match. Long story short, Mermails. The end. Anyway, I was gonna enter in the Attack of the Giant card tournament, but unfortunately that got cancelled. But nonetheless, I still had fun. Again, I regret nothing, and I took this deck with me mainly because I wanted to, use it one last time before the ban list starts to take effect. So with that being said, let's get started on the ban. Let's get started on the ban list. Yeah, that's what I'm really thinking of here. Let's get started here. Now, as always, running just the one Morphing Jar. You guys already know how this card works. I flip face up, discard your entire hand, draw 5 new cards, recycle, recycle, recycle. And unfortunately, with the only card that we have, it's gonna be gone. I'm gonna miss him. Next, we're running 2 Morphing Jar number 2s. I kept putting this card in and out of the entire deck. Like, I don't know why I kept doing that. Because I kept using it, I kept taking it out. It was slow at some points, but I couldn't leave him behind. I mean, look at him. Like, he kept giving me that face. Like, I want to play it. Like, I had to take him with me, and I regret nothing. You're gonna be hearing me say that a lot in this video. I regret nothing with this card because it really does help out. And because we're only running just those 3 jars, you're not really gonna draw into them too much, which is why you're gonna be using the 3 needle worms. At least I am. I had them at 2, first 3, then 2, now 3 again. Because again, 3 jars, spells and traps can only get you so far and can only mill out so much from your opponent. You need to mill them out quick. So with the 3 jars, it'd be perfect to match up with the 3 needle worms. Flip face up, your opponent mills the top 5 cards from the deck. With Morphing Jar number 1, that's plan A. That's the main goal here. Number 2 is plan B, and the worms are plan C. As always, 380 changes. You want to manipulate the battle modes. And with the 3, you're most likely going to be milling out yourself as well, so chances are this is going to hit the grave fast. So all you got to do is just banish it. The monster is flip face up. Because we're not really running that many monsters, your field is going to be clear most of the time. So you're going to be open to direct attacks. But if you're not, because as always, we're going to be running Battle Fader, but this time I'm running him at 3. Like I said, clear field, you need to stall it for as long as you can. And speaking of stalling, which is why accompanying him is 2 Swift Scarecrows. I know I said I wanted to keep him at 3, but so far after YCS, 2 seems to be the better number here. What seemed to be even better was this card that was suggested by Yakumo, and I'm surprised I didn't do it sooner, which is 2 Ghost Trick Jack Frost. Now, we all know how Ghost Tricks work. They all revolve around, battle mode manipulation, which is going face down defense mode. How this little guy works is that, again, like the rest of these 2, like these 2 here, you're going to be open for direct attacks, and once a direct attack is declared, Target that monster, flip it face down, reveal Jack Frost, special summon him face down. Not only are you stopping an attack, but you're also defending yourself. Like, yeah, it's not Battle Fader where it just special summons himself and the battle phase is over, or Swift Scarecrow where you just negate the attack and the battle phase is over. Like, no, this... Keep in mind, like, these guys will only get you... Sorry. These guys will only get you so far and can only stall for so long. What's a little extra, you know? Now, it's not an empty jar deck without running the 3 books, and I'm not talking about spell books. Still running the 3 Taiyus, the 3 Eclipses. You know, the jar, the worm, or whichever one of the 2 jars. We already know which one, but whichever one of the jars or the worms, flip it face down, or it's already face down. Flip it face up, flip it back down, recycle. Okay, next, 3 Upstart Goblins for draw power. Doesn't matter if your opponent gains that extra 1,000 life point boost, you're drawing a free card. Now, sometimes you're not going to be drawing, but you still need to see what it is you could be drawing. And it's going to take a lot just to choose what you're going to be doing. So that's why I'm still at 2 Pot of Dualities. To recycle just a little bit more, especially top decking here. Feather of Phoenix, still running them at 2. 2 Shallow Graves. It sometimes contradicts with Pot of Duality, but I like to keep it at 2. And for some reason, this is going to go to 3, but we're going to keep it at 2 as always, which is 2 Magical Stone of Excavations. Even if it was at 3 and the jars didn't get hit, I still wouldn't run it at 3. I'd keep it at 2. At 2 seems to be doing okay. Now for the single cards. Some of them have changed, some of them have not. But, there were some copies that I had to take out. Just to, you know, fit the consistency. But, you know, we're still running the 1 Book of Moon. The 1 day apiece. And a Foolish Burial. As well as 1 Hand Destruction. I know I've had him at 2. It would just come in way too early into the game. I would not want to give up so much. So yeah, as you guys can see, like, I give up the Mallets, the 1 Hand Destruction. I even took out the Dark World Dealings. Now, here's one card that I wanted to tech in for a while. I just didn't know how I was going to do it, which is Monster Reincarnation. Now, one strategy that I have here is that I like to have this card, Foolish Burial, and AD Changer in my hand. So what I would like to do is, and I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going with this here. Like, you got to get that jar in your hand or to the fields one way or another. So with Foolish Burial, just activate that, send the jar to the graveyard. Monster Reincarnation, ditch AD Changer, get the jar back in your hand, set, shenanigans. Now, that's not the only card that I teched in here. In the comment section, Zachary Roy suggested this card, and at long last, I have found a perfect fit for it, which is a Burial from a Different Dimension. We got the 3 AD Changers. We're gonna be banishing them from the game. Yeah, Battle Fader will be banishing him from the game as well, but you don't really need him in the grave. Like, once he's banished like that, then, you know, he's done his job. He doesn't need to do anymore. But it's AD Changer that you're gonna be needing to, you know, have back in the grave. Having them at 3 and then banishing them all together, like, you know, it can only get you so far. But with the 3 already, you know, banished, and you still need to mill out, like, well, there you go. The only thing I hate is that, given the fact that we're only running him at 1, yeah, we're running this card at 1, you're going to be milling him out because, you know, quick play, sets, it's going to be pretty hard when you're going to, you know, when he's milled out with the rest of your hand. So, with that being said, Zachary Roy, if you're watching this, thanks a lot. Thanks for the suggestion. It really got me far at YCS. Now, as for the traps, hold on, let me get these out of the way. As for the traps, this was suggested by Gokai Staros Montoya, who killed my father. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Thanks to you, I'm running 3 Reckless Greeds, and they worked wonderful. Thanks. My God. Taking out the Dark World stuff was the best idea you came up with for this deck here. I don't know why I didn't listen sooner. You know, I'm an idiot for that, but you know what? They're right here. I use them at YCS. I'm going to use them again on my locals this Saturday. I can't thank you enough. That's what this deck was missing though. Like it has draw power, but it doesn't have enough draw power. Like this was pretty much my best ally, one of my best allies at YCS Chicago, but it was also one of my worst enemies. And let me tell you why. One reason why I got 0-2 against Mermails, because they were using it as well, of course. Now after I milled the guy out, he would not he can't draw because of this. So yeah, that really hurt me, but again, I regret nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this deck this weekend, hopefully at my locals. Just use it for one last hurrah. So as always, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Special thanks to Gokai Shadows Montoya and Zachary Roy for the ideas and the suggestions as well. And yeah, give this video a like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share it as well, because this deck needs praise and needs respect. It needs to be recognized one more time before it's completely gone. So yeah, thanks guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Quantum Knight 62, continuing on Anti-Jar Week, and it's lights out.